Shalom Aleichem to all of you that can be seen or can be heard. And it's nice to get together on the month of joy. Marvin B'Simcha, Adar, Beis, this is the real thing now, second Adar. And that's when we have to really show Hashem our Simcha. How do we show Simcha? We have to thank Hashem for all the miracles He does for us. And it's a very good time. I'm sure everybody heard about the miracle in Eretz Yisrael, about the baby that was born. The man, 88 years old, never had children before. He was a big Talmud Chacham. He has a yeshiva, Rabbi Koshalevsky. And just like we're told, Chas v'Sholom, if a great has a difficult time at Torah, we have to and feel with him. Certainly, he has a big simcha. You have to picture him and also feel the great simcha for him. It's a simcha for the Jewish nation that we have a great man like that, and Hashem did such a great kindness to him. So it's really something, a big simcha for the whole nation of Israel. So we hope that the simchas will keep coming. We have one Adar, now the second Adar, come with Nisan. These months together are months of joy and of closeness to Hashem. We have one of our close people to Oorah, whose mother is going through a very serious operation now. And we're dedicating our shir tonight, the Shmuz, to Tzipora Chana Bas Etel. She'll have a full shlema very soon and be healthy and happy. So amongst all the other Jewish sick people, they should all have refuahs and simchas. This week, it's Parshas Pekudei. Sometimes it's together, Vayakal Pekudei. This year it's separate because it's a leap year, so we have to separate the Parshas to have enough Parshas to read on Shabbos. And the last Sedra in the second book of Shmois is Pekudei. This was Chazak, from this Chazak is Chazak Shabbos. And Pekudei is counting all of the gold and silver, copper that the Jewish people donated for the Holy Temple in the Midbar, the Mishkan, the miniature mixed base Hamikdash Holy Temple that was portable, went along with the Jews in the Midbar. It was like a small Holy Temple that King Solomon built later on, and this was a portable one that they were able to carry along with them when they were traveling 40 years in the desert. And this parsha, this portion of the Torah discusses all of the amounts of the different things that were necessary for the building of the Mishkan. And the reason for that is, we'll talk about it later more evidently if you have a chance, that to show that Moshe Rabbeinu was very honest. He showed how much they collected and how much they used for each vessel that they made. So nobody should suspect him of taking anything for himself, even though it was so great. But people like to accuse people and think bad about people, and so have that nature. So Torah says Moshe Rabbeinu was honest to the last penny. Everything was justified, what he took and what he used it for. And that's what this parsha mainly is all about, to tell us the exact amount of donations that were given to different types of metals and things, that tells us how much was given and what it was used for. Kudai. Now, there's something interesting that I'd like to discuss tonight about this whole thing. The Mishkan, like I said, was a miniature of the Holy Temple that King Solomon built later, hundreds of years later, in Yerushalayim. And those familiar with the Book of Kings describes in great detail what that Holy Temple was all about, full of riches and gold and silver. And it was a magnificent edifice, a building. The second Holy Temple was also a magnificent structure that was built much bigger than the temple miniature one that was in the midbar, the desert that they had for 40 years. This first Beis HaMikdash, the second Beis HaMikdash built in Yerushalayim were much bigger and much more full of riches and gold and so on. What happened to the three structures? What happened to them at the end? Well, the first Beis HaMikdash was destroyed by the Babylonians, and Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylonia, the Russia, who destroyed the Beis HaMikdash, and they took everything for themselves. They robbed all the gold, all the silver, and all the riches that were contained in that building. The second Beis HaMikdash was also destroyed by the Romans, by Titus, Russia, and they robbed all of the riches of the second Beis HaMikdash. How about the Mishkan? The Mishkan was not taken over by the non-Jews. The Mishkan was hidden away, and it was put in a place where nobody knows where it is till Mashiach comes. But the non-Jews, the Goyim, did not have a chance to destroy it, to rob it. It was left untouched and put away for a few thousand years till will come out to open again when Mashiach will come. And the question is, why is it? How come such a beautiful buildings that the Shlomo Melech built and Ezra built and the first Beis HaMikdash, the second Beis HaMikdash, those were destroyed and robbed. And the other ones in the Mishkan that they built a small one, a miniature Beis HaMikdash, that was not overcome by the Goyim. They couldn't touch it, they couldn't take it away, they couldn't destroy it, they couldn't rob it, and that stayed intact. Why is that? So the Sipurnai, famous commentary on Torah, who comes Sipurno, which was Sephorno, whatever you want to pronounce his name, he answers this question. Now, I want to quote some of the things that he says, even though not the whole thing. If you have a chance to take a look yourself, he speaks more lengthy than I'm going to say it over, but I'm saying with the main points that he brings out, asking this question: how come the ones that they built, Shlomo King Solomon built, and the first one, the second one was destroyed and robbed by the non-Jews, and this one was intact? So he says like this: because the nature of this Mishkan and the Midbar was much more appropriate to be eternal, nitzchi, and not robbed and destroyed. And he gives a number of reasons, the special thing about the Mishkan that the Beis HaMikdash, first and second Beis HaMikdash did not have, and therefore they couldn't enjoy being around forever, but the Mishkan could be. Now I want to go through those things, the difference they show, because it's very important to ideas that were said over here. Number one, Mishkan Ho'edus. It's called the resting place of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, of the witness. Luchas Ho'edus. Because the Luchas, the two tablets Moshe Rabbeinu brought down from Mount Sinai, were contained in the Mishkan and the Midbar. And holiness of those tablets gave the power of the Mishkan to be eternal. Because Mishkan of Edus, that's the Luchas of Edus, that's a Edus, it's a witness. Hashem gave the Jewish people the Luchas, it's an Edus that Hashem has a love for Klal Yisrael. He gave us those tablets with the 10 Commandments in it, and those on stone, and they were in the Holy of Holies in the Mishkan, and that gave the holiness for it to last forever. That's number one. It's interesting to know that according to Shulchan Aruch, the Code of Jewish Law, when it talks about the laws of a Sefer Torah, all kinds of laws, how you write it, and how you have to give it the proper respect. But it says over there in Shulchan Aruch, when they take the Torah out of the ark to read, when it's made the Wednesday and Thursday or Shabbos, people should stand, but Emo, Be'er, Bereses, Be'zeya, should stand with fear and trembling, rests, tremble and fear, saying it's just a Sefer Torah. This is the Edus, is the witness that Hashem is close to the Jewish people that gave us His Torah. So people get used to it, take out the Torah, it's no difference in the ark, out of the ark, but we're supposed to think about this, our Sefer Torah God gave us, no other nation got it. We're the ones who were able to have the great honor and privilege to have the Sefer Torah. That's what we stand for. That's what Judaism is all about. The Sefer Torah, Luchas. That's what Sefer Torah we take out of the ark, the 5 books written on parchment by a scribe, and that's what Jews are all about. The Torah, the Holy Torah, and therefore that this we gave our lives for it. The Jews lived and died for the Sefer Torah. That's what we're all about. The Torah has to show we're not a nation like any other. We're like a nation like all of the nations. What makes us different? The fact that we have the Torah. So that's what brings God in our midst. Hashem doesn't depart from the Sefer Torah. He's together with it. Wherever the Torah is, Hashem is with the Torah. So we open up the ark, take out the Torah, have to stand in great reverence and honor and respect, and the fear of it. Fear means over here to feel stand in awe in front of a Sefer Torah, and have the proper feeling of realizing, trembling, really that's how we should feel, because not everybody's in that level of realizing. But those are the words that are used by the Shulchan Aruch that we have to think about when we take out the Sefer Torah. So that's the Sefer Torah itself. Imagine the luchas, the tablets of stone that Moshe Rabbeinu brought down from heaven to Har Sinai. How much in awe if we were exposed to those luchas, to those tablets, how much awe and respect we have to stand in front of it. But that was kept in the Holy of Holies and the Mishkan. So that's number one, why it was so special. The first Beis HaMikdash had those tablets. The second Beis did not have those tablets. They were hidden. When the Babylonians came to destroy the Beis HaMikdash, the Kohanim took the Oorah and buried it in an undisclosed place. We don't know where it is. It's in the area of the Beis HaMikdash. They buried it, but they did not indicate where it's buried. We'll not be able to have those tablets taken out until Mashiach comes. Then Hashem will disclose to us where to bury it. We'll be able to dig it out and bring it back to put it in the proper place, the Holy of Holies, the third Beis HaMikdash. But that's one of the things that the Mishkan had, and that's one of the reasons why such a holy thing that they had, that the Goyim were not able to take it over, destroy it, or to rob it. Number 2, Asher Prokad Al Pi Moshe, that Moshe Rabbeinu was the one who counted all of the gold and the silver and all the things that copper, everything that was put in the Beis HaMikdash, went through the hands of Moshe Rabbeinu. And therefore, a thing that's built with the hands of a great tzaddik, so that is the type of building that will have a permanent and lasting existence. It cannot be robbed and destroyed by non-Jews. It's such a holy thing that it would contain and was processed by Moshe Rabbeinu. Number 3, Shehoisa Avodas Halviyim B'Yad Yisama, that the ones who served in the Beis HaMikdash were the Levites, that they were the ones who took care of the Beis HaMikdash when it's of the Mishkan, that they serviced it, to take care of it, open on time, close it on time, keep it clean, and all things that were connected to the running of the Mishkan. The Levites, the Levim, they were in charge. Summer was the son of Aaron HaKohen. So they were great people. The Levites, we know that they got special attention from Hashem because they put the life on the line so many times. In Egypt and in Midbar, they were especially holy people. So the temple of Mishkan was serviced by Leviim. So therefore, that's another plus why the holiness was built up in such a way that the non-Jews cannot have any power to rob it or destroy it. Number 4, these are all mentioned in the pasuk over here that Rashi's Sipurna was telling us that the words of the Mishkan, he's basing it on the words of the first pasuk of this week's portion. Number Sal ben Ruben Chur, Mati Yehuda, the one who built it, who put it together, the one who made it in charge of all the vessels in the Beis Hamikdash, it was Betzalel. And he was a great person, Betzalel. Betzalel Kel was the shadow of Hashem, it's called his name. And he was such a great tzaddik, who the one who was in charge of building the Mishkan in the desert. The Oorah HaKodesh, the holy ark where the meluchos were, the tablets were, the table where the 12 breads were on, the menorah where you have the 7 lights burning, and the mizbeach, the altars that were made. Betzalel was in charge of it, the great Betzalel. So a Beis Hamikdash that was built by Betzalel, he was so much involved. The Kedusha gets stronger and stronger, and therefore, to the extent that the non-Jews cannot have any power to destroy it or to rob it. And therefore, the Shechina, because we have these 4 reasons, since all these tzaddikim were involved, Moshe Rabbeinu, and Aaron HaKohen, his children, and the Leviim, and Betzalel, all these, the greatest of the great, the Torah is talking about. They were all involved in building this wonderful Mishkan. Therefore, the Shechina came down to rest in the place that they were involved in building, and could not fall in the hands of enemies. But the Beis Hamikdash Shlomo HaMelech built did not have all these qualities that the Mishkan had. And therefore, even though the Shechina was in the first Beis Hamikdash, Hashem rested there, still it didn't have the qualities of the Mishkan. And therefore, sometimes there were better kabayis, sometimes things were not going good, some of the bricks had to be replaced, and those things had to be taken care of. The Mishkan never had anything wrong with it. Nothing went wrong from age or from wear and tear. It was such a holy building that stayed intact, perfect, and nothing, never had to fix it. Nothing had to be done to add on to it or smooth it out. Everything stayed intact because it was such a holy place, built by such holy people. Shlomo HaMelech, even though it was a greater building, much bigger and much more full of riches to it, but still, it did not have the qualities of such kedusha, of holiness, that the Mishkan had. And therefore, it was able to be overcome by the enemies of the Jewish people, by the Rishonim, by the wicked people, because it didn't have that power of holiness, of existence, that kept away the non-Jewish people from interfering and taking things away and destroying. Same thing, the second Beis Hamikdash also did not have, even less than the first one, didn't have the Shechina. Therefore, they were able to be overpowered and taken and robbed and destroyed by the non-Jewish people. So, what do we see from here? We see from here that things that are holy, the holier they are, the more they're able to exist forever. They'll stay forever. The walls and all the things in the Mishkan and the Midbar and that Mendasher, holy temple, will last forever, we're told, because they were built by the holiest people in the world, and therefore it's a holy place. And if it's holy, that means Hashem. What's holiness mean? Holy means something that's away from the mundane physical world. It belongs to the higher world of holiness and kedusha and close to Hashem. Hashem, just Hashem, is forever, and it doesn't wear out. No wear and tear on Hashem. It's not tired. So everything that's close to Him is forever. The Shomer Hashem, the Shomer of a Jewish person lasts forever since it's close to Hashem. So therefore, that's why we asked the question at the beginning: how come the Mishkan was hidden away, and that Goyim could not touch it, could not overpower it, could not destroy it, not be able to rob it, and both holy temples did fall into the hands of the Goyim. This is the reason why we're saying now, because the thing that's close to Hashem lasts, and we have to. So we say, well, what's that have to do with us? Sounds a very nice thing with the Beis Hamikdash, but we have to realize it has a lot to do with us, because we have to realize that when a Jewish person does a mitzvah, that will last forever. The schus and the kedusha and the holiness of a person doing a mitzvah will last forever. It will never disappear. You have a Jewish person sitting at the table to eat, and a non-Jewish person sitting at the table to eat. A Jewish person who sits down to eat, if it's a Shabbos meal, let's say, a Shabbos meal, he enjoys it very much. He has cholent and he has chopped liver, whatever country he comes from, he has the delicacies of that place. He sits down to eat a Shabbos meal. That will last forever. That action of a mitzvah of eating will be by him forever and ever for the future. It will be something he will be benefit, the reward of that thing. The action will never disappear. The person who sat down at the table to eat with not a mitzvah, he'll eat it, it's finished, and it's over with. It's not a thing that's going to last, because there's no holiness to it. The person who just eats for no reason, just because he wants to enjoy the food, there's no higher elevated reason why he's eating. It's like an animalistic action. Just like an animal eats, doesn't have any future, doesn't have any lasting power to exist forever. The person who sits down to eat without any higher thoughts, that meal just eats it, finished. It'll never reappear on the scene of the world ever again, because it's an animalistic action. Animals don't have power to last forever. Only people do mitzvahs. The person who does a mitzvah of putting on tefillin, a man puts on tefillin. A woman lights Shabbos candles. That action will last forever. If he finishes the action, it's over with. It's not over with. So we see in Shemayim, in heaven, made an effect, has effect in heaven and the higher echelons of the world. When you do a mitzvah, it's carved in ice, it's carved in stone. It's going to last forever. It'll stand by the person for the hereafter. When the person dies, he'll be enjoying all those things that he did in this world, which were a mitzvah, that will be with him forever and ever. And because it's holy, and the holy means it's close to Hashem. Hashem is forever. Hashem gives us the power that our actions last forever. And no matter if a Jew sits down to eat, and he's eating with the right intention, he wants to eat in order to serve Hashem, to be healthy. So he eats for a purpose, not just for enjoying the food, like most people do. But a Jewish person has to stand to eat because it makes a bracha, it makes blessings, and thanks Hashem for the food. And he eats the food because he wants to be healthy to serve Hashem. That's a mitzvah. That eating will last forever. It's carved in stone, in spiritual stone in Shemayim. And that's something that'll never be destroyed and never be erased. But all other actions people do, they might have a great time. They go enjoying themselves, going here, going there. People do in the world. What are they doing for? Just for the sake of enjoyment, for the body to enjoy themselves. They'll do it, it's over with, and it's not ever again to be remembered. It's down the drain. You do it, it's over with, and the person dies, it doesn't go with him, and there's no connection to him. When a person does a mitzvah, a Jewish person eats matzah and Pesach, and he gives halachmanas and Purim, whatever he might be doing. But he does it for a reason, to serve Hashem, that will be with him forever and ever. It's carved in stone Shemayim. When the person dies, he'll come and see the big museum that he created, all the things that he did in his life that were for a mitzvah. that he kept kosher, he kept away from eating non-kosher food, he kept Shabbos, he set a Shabbos table, he went to shul on Shabbos, all the things he did, he kept all the laws of Shabbos. That is carved in spiritual stone, but will last forever and ever, because when a person does a mitzvah, it's close to Hashem. Hashem is forever, he's eternal, everything that we do is eternal, if we do it for the mitzvah. And that's something we have to think about before we do something, to think about, why am I doing this? If I'm doing it for the right reason, if I'm doing the right purpose of whatever person does, if it's for the right reason to serve Hashem, if he's going for a walk, he goes for a walk and he wants to walk, he wants to feel healthy, to serve Hashem, to daven, but to pray to serve better, to be able to learn Torah better. He takes a walk, he'll go to sleep, the person goes to sleep, he's going to sleep just with most people because they want to sleep, because they're tired. That when it wakes up, the sleeping is over with. It's not, it won't last. It's not the lasting thing. The person goes to sleep because he wants to have the be awake the next day to serve Hashem, to be able to pray to Hashem with a clear mind, to study Torah. He wants to have sleep. That sleeping will be eternal action. It will carved into stone, in the spiritual stone in heaven. Person after he dies and he'll go to see a museum. Every time he went to sleep, it'll be carved in stone. It'll be with him forever and ever. And another thing we have to realize also, that Moshe Rabbeinu, who we mentioned at the very beginning, he was in charge of building the Beis Hamikdash, and was counting all the gold and silver, and to show that Moshe Rabbeinu was in charge, he made sure to keep nothing for himself. It was only every penny was used for the building of the Beis Hamikdash. And what happened was that there was a certain amount of the machzah shekel, the half shekels, that were missing. They couldn't figure out what to do with it. Moshe Rabbeinu forgot. Imagine that. Of course, we have to realize why he forgot it. For whatever reason, he forgot about a certain amount of shkolim that were missing. And the Jewish people said, Moshe Rabbeinu, what happened? You took it for yourself. What happened to it? Everything you said we collected, you'd use it for the different parts of the Beis Hamikdash. What happened to those machzah shekel, the half shekels that the Jews gave? And finally, a voice came from heaven and said, they're for the vovim, they're used for these hooks, for the boards of the Beis Hamikdash they hung the curtains on, and the holy temple, the Mishkan. That's where those silver coins were used for. Those for the Vavim Vamudim, and don't say Chas v'Shalom, no should have any to think Moshe Rabbeinu took it for himself. He for whatever reason he forgot what he did. He built all Beis Hamikdash. It was complicated. I forgot what he did with those coins, and the voice from heaven came and said nobody should suspect that he did anything wrong. And Moshe Rabbeinu thanked Hashem with many blessings of Hashem that he said, and that's part of what we're saying now, that the Beis Hamikdash was built with every penny. Nothing was taken by anybody for themselves. It was built totally Hashem Shemayim, totally for the sake of Hashem, for give Hashem the nachas ruach, the pleasure, so to speak, of his children building a special house for him, which we lived together with Hashem in that house, in that Mishkan. And it was built totally with the right ideas. Nobody had their own agendas, only for the sake of Hashem. And not one penny was taken by anybody for his own needs. It was totally given up to the Beis Hamikdash. Therefore, that's why it was built with such holiness and with the right ideas, and the everything was used for that purpose. Nobody had used it for his own purpose. Therefore, it had the holiness to connect to Hashem and have an everlasting existence. That even now it's hidden someplace, but the time will come out very soon when Mashiach will come. They'll build out, take out the Beis Hamikdash. We'll be able to see the splendor of the Mishkan, of the holiness of the Mishkan. But this is for us to realize that we're in this world, and the difference between those people who have mitzvahs, those who don't do mitzvahs, whether Jews or non-Jews, but the Jews that do mitzvahs, and their actions will be carved in stone, will last forever, and they'll enjoy reaping the benefits of their actions that they did. Those people who don't do the mitzvahs would be very upset to see their counterparts, the other Jewish people that who did the mitzvahs, and those who didn't will be very disappointed to see they have nothing to take with them, nothing or very little that they will be able to enjoy the benefits of the actions in this world.